Ever since I read this book, The Artist's Way by Julia Cameron, I have been trying to make it a habit to go on a weekly artist date. And if you haven't read the book, an artist date is basically a date with yourself, an opportunity to go out and do something that is fun for you. My challenge that I've been finding is coming up with ideas to keep doing these weekly dates with myself. And I have Googled lists of ideas of artist dates, and I tend to get a list that's kind of similar, has a lot of the same ideas on it, regardless of what source it's coming from. So I've been working to gather ideas for unique artist dates that I haven't seen out there. And I have a playlist for this that this video will be a part of. So today's video, I'm going to share 15 prompts that will help you to come up with unique artist date ideas that fit with you and your interests. So let's get right into that. I would suggest that you get yourself a notebook and a piece of paper, something to write with. So the first one I would suggest that you try is to write about accomplishments. Make a list of accomplishments that you've made so far this year, and also make a list of accomplishments that you hope to make this year. They could be totally within reach, they could be a little out there and you're not sure if you'll be able to do them, but just make a list, kind of like a bucket list for the year. Then, using those lists, make yourself a sticky note vision board. I've mentioned these in the past because I have a video about the whole idea of making a sticky note vision board, and I will link to that in a card so that you can give that a try. It has worked really well for me last year, and I'm going to be doing it again this year. So making the vision board itself can be an artist date, and then some of the ideas on the vision board would be great future artist dates. All right, the second one. This one, I want you to think about what you would do if you had an extra hour every day. Make a list of 5 things that you would do with your extra hour, and then go through it and choose one of those to do for a future artist date. The next one is to make a list of 10 tiny changes, 10 tiny things that you would like to change in your life. Again, these can range from small, simple, easy things. An example for me right now, I have a couple of hooks that I bought that I want to hang in my closet to hang up some bags that I tend to just like throw on the floor. Like I have a gym bag and I have a bag that I take with me when I go shopping, and they're just usually on the floor in my closet. I want them up off the floor and on the wall, but these hooks have been sitting around for who knows how long, not mounted. So that would be on my list of tiny changes. It's not really that hard to do, but I'd like to do it. Just like, right, I would like to, and fill it in. I would like to, and do it 10 times. And then see if some of these things could be done next time you want to have some me time for an artist date. The next one is 5 places. So list 5 places that you would like to go. And they could be places you've never been to before. They could be places that you've been and you want to go back. Do local places that aren't too big of a deal to get to. Once you've got that list, ask yourself if there's one thing on that list that you could actually make happen for your next artist date. And think about like what you would want to do when you get there. Do you want to go out to a coffee shop and get some treat? Do you want to walk along the water? Do you want to go check out some little shops? What is it you want to do when you get there? And see if you can incorporate that into an artist date. Write about your perfect lazy day. What would you do? What would it include? Just like a relaxed, no pressure kind of day. Take the time to imagine it out in detail, write it all out, and then think about how you would feel if you did this, and then pick a few things or all the things and fit them into a future artist date. I would say typically an artist date lasts around 2 hours, roughly. I think that's what the book recommends, but you could make a day of it. Go for it if you can fit it in, if it can work with your schedule. Next is revisit the past. So list 10 things you used to love doing but stopped, and think about, why did you stop? Could you revisit one of those things? The next one is describe your idea of a self-care day. So start to finish, what would you do if you had a whole day of self-care? And then looking at those ideas, pick one or a couple and fit them into your next, a future self-care solo date for yourself to recharge. Next, I want you to make a list of 10 things that somebody else could do for you to treat you. something that you would really love for someone else to do for you. And then once you've made your list of 10 things, read over it again, but this time think about whether you could treat yourself to those same things. Instead of waiting around for someone else to do it for you, could you take it into your own hands and make one or some of those things happen for yourself in a future artist date? I kind of love that one. Next is hobbies. Just make a list of 10 hobbies that you would love to try out or explore, and then look at your list and see which one you could actually take action on. Next is make a list of 5 activities that tend to calm your mind, and then see if you could use one of those. Childhood favorites. So list your 5 favorite childhood activities, and then is there any reason why you couldn't pick one of them up again as an adult? Just try it again. Something I did this with in the last couple of years is I was thinking about how I used to love doing ballet when I was younger. Hadn't done it in years and years, but I decided to look into it and I signed up for a ballet class, and it was so much fun to revisit ballet in my 40s, even though not quite the same as when I was like 11 years old doing it. But it was still, it brought a lot of joy, and I'm really glad I did it. It could be something that you do regularly, like a class like that, or it could just be a one-time thing. Maybe you liked ice skating, so you're gonna go visit the local rink and go ice skating just once. Next is list 5 outdoor activities you've never done but have always wanted to try. And you can you can go further with this and write down things that you have done before, but it's been a while. Maybe you want to go sledding or tobogganing or get out and build a snowman. I'm thinking winter things because right now it's snowy outside. Speaking of winter, the next category is seasons. So write about your favorite season. Think about activities, places, experiences that make you happy during that season, and see if that sparks some ideas. The next one is unlimited time or unlimited money. So, list 5 things that you would do if you had unlimited time. List 5 things you would do if you had unlimited money. And then think about maybe, for example, for the unlimited money one, maybe you can't do those things right now with the money that you do have, but you can think about how could I scale it down a little bit and actually make it possible on a smaller scale. And finally, list 100 happy things. So this is 100 activities, places, or people that make you happy. Just write out whatever comes to your mind and see if you can fill 100 spots in your notebook. And then look through it again and see how you could incorporate some of these things into future artist dates. So I would love for you to try this. If you do, please comment and let me know how it went for you. And if you are a person who does artist dates or something like that, time spent alone doing fun things, how do you come up with your ideas? What kinds of things have you tried? What are some of your favorites? I would love to hear about it in the comments, and I will see you in the next video.